Hi, welcome to my video on finding the equation of a quadratic given its roots, and we're going to use the sum and the product of the roots method part 2. The first part we did was we found the sum, which was negative b over a, to find the values of a and b. Now we're going to use the product, and let's explain how that's done. The roots of a equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 and a not 0 are x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's the quadratic formula. And one root is x equals negative b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And the other root is x equals negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the products of the roots are negative b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a multiplied by negative b minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, my unit on rational expressions and multiplying will come invaluable here if you have reviewed that or you know how to do it. But let's continue. Let's pretend that you know how to multiply rational expressions. When we multiply rational expressions, we multiply the denominators. So 2a times 2a is 4a squared. And then we have two binomials here to multiply. So negative b times negative b is b squared. And that's the first. Now we do the outside. Negative times the negative is a positive b root b squared minus 4ac. And then we multiply the inside, which is these two, and we get a negative b square root b squared minus 4ac. And then we multiply the last. So the positive times the negative is a negative. And we have the square root of b squared minus 4ac times the square root of b squared minus 4ac. And that gives us b squared minus 4ac. So this subtraction sign here is a result of that negative times that positive. And these two roots are the same, so we get whatever expression is underneath the root. And so we continue to simplify. This is a plus, that's a minus, so they cancel out. And we get b squared. And this is the negative of this expression. We can put a 1 here if we want and go negative 1 times that, which gives the negative b squared plus 4ac. So negative times b squared is a negative b squared. Negative 1 times the negative 4ac is a positive 4ac all over 4a squared. Continue to simplify. The b squareds cancel out to give you 0. So I get 4ac all over 4a squared. And I have a fraction. The 4's cancel out. And the a cancels into a squared a. So I get a c all over a. So the products of the roots is c over a. When you have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then the product of the roots is c over a without finding the roots. C over a. Remember the sum. The sum is negative b over a. The product is c over a. And keep that in mind. Okay. Find the product of the roots of each by c over a. Now I don't have to work out the roots. So a is 1, b is 6, and c is 8. I don't need to be. The product is c over a. So that's 8 over 1, which is 8. I just wrote the b in. That's A, that's B, and that's C. I just need the C and the A to get the product. And in this one, I have x squared plus 0x minus 9 equals 0. A is 1, B is 0, C is negative 9. So the product is C over A. And C is negative 9 over 1. So the product is negative 9. And again, notice I can get the product of the roots without finding the roots by doing C over A. A is 1, B is 4, C is 5. So the product of the roots is C over A. C is 5, A is 1. So the product is 5 without finding the roots. Much shorter. Find the product of the roots by C over A for each. A is 1, B is negative 2, C is negative 15. So the product is C over A, which is negative 15 is C over 1. So the product of the roots is negative 15. So if you found the roots for these two and multiply them together, you would get a negative 15. A is 3, B is 1, C is 12, and the product is C over A. And it's 12, which is C over 3. So the products of the root would be 4. And remember, the equation has to be ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So let's multiply and eliminate those brackets. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. So 2x squared plus 8x minus 3x plus 3 equals 0. So 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. So I simplified the equation to ax squared plus bx plus c. So a is 2, b is 5, c is 3. So the product is c over a, which is c is 3, a is 2. And number 4, x squared and 0x plus 16. Notice the x is missing. So that means a is 1, b is 0, c is 16. So the product is c over a. So that means I have c to be 16, a to be 1. So the product is 16 for this quadratic equation. And let's continue. Find the values of a and b in this equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 if the product of the roots is 4. So if the product of the roots is 4, so the product is 4, so the product is c over a. So if the product is 4, that means c over a is equal to 4. And 4 is over 1, so c is 4, a is 1. Notice the product is 4, so give me the product is 4. I have a and c. So a would be 1, a squared, the c would be 4, and I'm not worried about b right now because the b is in relation to the sum. And again, the product is negative 3 over 7, but the product is c over a. So c over a equals negative 3 over 7. So c is negative 3 and a is 7. And that's the values of a and c in this equation. Again, not concerned with the b right now, just concerned with getting the values of a and c, which is related to the product. And number 3, the product is 10 over 9 given. The product is c over a. So c over a is equal to 10 over 9. That means that c is equal to 10 and a is equal to 9. That's the values of a and c in this equation. I'm not concerned with the b because the b is pertaining with the sum of negative b over a. And let's continue. Find a and c in this equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. By product equals c over a if the roots are. Now remember, you can go the long way and let x be 1 and let x be 3 and work backwards. But if you take the shortcut, remember, the product of the roots is 1 times 3. The product is 3. The product is c over a. Therefore, c over a equals 3, and 3 is over 1. So c is 3, and a is 1. Notice how fast I can get the product of the roots, giving me the I can multiply the roots to get the product, and then I can get the letters of a and c in the equation. And we're going to use that in the next video, along with the sum and along with the product, to get the equation fast. Number 2, the product. The product of the 4 over 5 times 10 over 3. And 5 goes into 10 twice, so 2 times 4 is 8 over 3. So the product is c over a. So c over a, oops, just notice that. Look, 2 times 4 is 8, and 1 times 3 is 3, 8 over 3, so c is 8, and a is 3. So if you have the two roots, you multiply them, and then you use the c over a. And again, we got 2 root 5. So that's an irrational number, so we have a conjugate called negative 2 root 5. And the product of 2 root 5 multiplied by negative 2 root 5 is positive times a negative is a negative. And we have 2 times 2 is 4. Root 5 times root 5 is 5. So that gives us negative 20. So the product is c over a. c over a is negative 20 over 1. c is negative 20, and a is 1. Notice multiplying the two roots, you can use your c over a to get the values of a and c. Number 4, we have 1 minus 3i, so we have a conjugate of 1 plus 3i. And if we want to get the values of a and c, we can find its product. So the product is 1 minus root 3 times 1 plus root 3. And if we multiply this by FOIL, we get 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3i is positive 3i. Negative 3i times 1 is negative 3i. And a negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 3 is 9. And I times I is I squared. They cancel out. And negative 9i squared is negative 1. So that's 1 plus 9. And that's a 10. So the product of the roots is 10. So the product is c over a. So c over a is 10, which is over 1. So c is 10 and a is 1. If we want the values of a and c in this equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And we have another one. Again, we have an irrational number, and we have a conjugate of 4 minus root 2. They're come in conjugate pairs. As these come in conjugate pairs, 2 root 5 negative 2 root 5, or 1 minus 3i, 1 plus 3i. And the product of these roots, here we go, 4 plus root 2, 4 minus root 2, let's find the product. FOIL first, 4 times 4 is 16, outside, negative 4 root 2, inside, positive 4 root 2, and last, negative root 2 times root 2 is a 2, and the middle terms cancel out, and you get a 14. So the product is c over a. So that means that c over a equals 14 over 1. c is 14, and a is 1, as the values of a and b in this equation. Again, lots of practice. And that's the product is the c over a when we have the product of the roots, or if we multiply the roots and get the product, then it's c over a to give the values of a and c. And in the next video coming up, we're going to use both the sum and the products to get the equation fast. And in this one, if you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Visit my website, www.mathsfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.